It's ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello, compliment of the season to you, and thank you for joining us on CoreTV Primetime News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. In our major story, President Goodluck Jonathan says the nation will be better within the next 4 years with the policies of his administration. Also in this program, the All Progressives Congress promises a violence-free 2015 general elections, challenges the PDP to follow suit. And the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos, Jimmy Agbaje, picked running mate to late Funsho Williams, Furat Abdulkarim, as his running mate for the 2015 governorship election. Outside Nigeria, rescuers searching for the missing Eurasia plane in Indonesia stop due to bad weather while ships continue. We'll begin in Abuja, where President Goodluck Jonathan says Nigeria would be a better country in the next 4 years with the type of policy his administration has put in place. The president, who spoke at the Christ Apostolic Church in Durumi area of the FCT, added that he hopes to continue to put the country in the path of progress. This, according to him, is in spite of the challenges the government has had to contend with. President Jonathan, however, urged Nigerians to continue to uphold his administration in prayers. Meanwhile, the president has left Abuja for the United Kingdom in what the presidency described as a brief private visit. Jonathan left the shores of the country shortly after worshipping at Christ Apostolic Church Area 1 Durumi in Abuja. According to a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity Ruben Abati, the president was accompanied on the trip by some of his principal staff and personal aides. Abati did not name the presidential aides, but added that the president is expected back on Monday ahead of other scheduled events, including an audience with groups from Lagos and Delta. Jonathan had embarked on a similar private visit to Germany in August 2014 and December 2013, with the August trip fueling speculation that the president had taken ill suddenly. The All Progressives Congress has assured Nigerians that the international community will do all in its part to make sure that the 2015 general election is violence-free, saying the rising apprehension about the polls among the populace is inimical to the conduct of a successful election. In a statement issued in Lagos on Sunday by its National Publicity Secretary Lai Mohammed, the party called on the PDP-led federal government to complement its efforts. The party says the call became necessary due to what it described as the propensity of the PDP-led federal government to use security agencies to harass and intimidate ordinary Nigerians. It also says the federal government should take all measures necessary to ensure that the elections are free, fair, and credible, since rigging and other acts of electoral malpractices constitute the immediate trigger for anger and violence during and after elections. The party says it has heard from Nigerians who are fearful of possible violence during the 2015 elections, with some allegedly planning to relocate to some neighboring countries until after the election, something which it says necessitated its decision to make the bond on violence-free elections. As the people of Ekiti over the week celebrates Christmas, the Ekiti South Senatorial District of the state is still busy battling with fallout of the senatorial primaries that has been conducted 4 times without any winner emerging. Now, the delegates and some aspirants which led the protest of the party's headquarters in Ado-Ekiti accused the party leadership of alleged moves towards imposing a candidate on the district, while the party also tries to ward off the big stick of the Independent Electoral Commission's deadline. Rashid has more in this report.
While most Nigerians were busy celebrating Christmas, these people have chosen the primaries of the Ekiti South Senatorial District of the All Progressives Congress ahead of merriment. And even at that, tempers flare when it became obvious that the primaries would not hold, making it the 4th consecutive time the primaries will be botched. This led to a mass protest from Ikere, the senatorial headquarters of Ekiti South Senatorial District, to the capital, Ado-Ekiti.
These are people that went to the venue where they said that these are the delegates went to the venue where they said the election would hold again, and they're getting frustrated because this is about the 5th time that they be called out to do this voting, and they keep rejecting.
But for the intervention of a combined team of security forces, the peaceful protest would have degenerated into full-blown violence as the party executives were not spared the anger of the protesting delegates. With the state party executives not ready to speak to the press due to the situation on ground, these delegates said the party leadership is making sinister moves toward imposition.
I've been waiting since 9 a.m. This is the 4th time, but I know the applause is to impose the incumbent or not, because we had the money at the exchanges and they want to impose him on the party. This is a man that we know clearly cannot win a award in his own town. That's Senator Tony Adeniyi. So all efforts to impose Tony will just destroy APC in the Ekiti state. Displeased
with the manner the primaries has been handled, Ayoleke Adu says the leadership must work to guard against imposition.
The party is in a very, very dear situation in Ekiti state, so we all have to be very careful. And that is why we are saying they can't be in position. The people themselves are saying they cannot be in position whatsoever.
As INEC's deadline draws closer, the primaries has again been scheduled for Monday, but the protesters will hope that it is concluded this time. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
Candidates of the All Progressives Congress have met with party leadership in Ondo State to discuss ways to ensure the success of the party in the 2015 elections. Now, this is coming a few days after a similar meeting between the executives of the party in the state. State Chairman of the party, Isaac Ikemeke, spoke to newsmen after the meeting on the rationale behind the gathering and how the party is preparing for the 2015 general elections in the state.
Today we have met with the winners. We have examined the complaints of some of the complaints that the aspirants who didn't win talked about. And we have also strategized, we have looked at it, and we have unanimously resolved that everyone who has a ticket will translate that ticket into an electoral victory. So that's good, that's good, that's good.
It's important we work together. And we have also resolved from constituency to constituency to work together. You know, we are very, very prepared to take over the government, both at the state level here and at the federal level. And we cannot do that one without unity of purpose. That's what we have come to do here.
Even before now, we had even resolved to accommodate the other people that contested. I won't say they lost, because there was no actual, because we believe that it was an in-house thing. It was an in-house thing. Nobody has lost. It's a family affair, and we are all winners in this matter. So we had, even before now, had meetings.
Meanwhile, the APC says former President Olusegun Obasanjo is sympathetic to the cause of the party because of his desire for positive change in 2015. Deputy National Chairman North of the party, Lawal Shaibu, disclosed this in an interview with reporters in Abuja. He says the former president, who is still an active member of the ruling People's Democratic Party, like most Nigerians, is desirous of an end to the maladministration and impunity. According to him, while it is true that Obasanjo is not a card-carrying member of the APC, his interest in bringing about a positive change in the way things are done is glaring. He says he sees nothing wrong with the APC receiving members of the PDP who have come to realize their mistakes, noting that the party has put in place machinery to ensure its code of conduct is not breached at any time. He, however, assured Nigerians that the party will observe strictly its constitution and manifesto, as well as ensure party supremacy, while also adding that the party is not worried by the huge war chest of 21 billion naira raised by President Goodluck Jonathan for his re-election bid. The Nasrullahi Fatih Society of Nigeria has offered a special prayer for the peace and prosperity of Nigeria. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, who attended the prayer session, has details in this report.
The prayer was held at the Society's praying ground along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, with special guest of honor Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun, represented by his Chief of Staff, Abdulganiu Olatunde, saying that prayer is the key for peace in any nation. He urged all Nigerians to imbibe the spirit of prayer and good behavior to move the nation forward.
We need to pray to Almighty Allah for guidance, because there is nothing that prayers cannot surmount. If we have a plethora of problems, by the time you go spiritual about it, majority of the problems will be solved.
Speaking in the same vein, President of NASFAT, Bolarinwa Kamil, says Nigerians must live in peace.
When there is no peace, we cease to exist. Where there is no peace, you can't go to work. You can't do your daily duties. So we need to pray, not only when we come to a place like this, even in our homes, when we wake up in the morning, we must pray for peace in Nigeria.
Ahead the 2015 general elections, Abdullahi Akimbode, Chief Missioner of NASFAT, and Dawood Amo, guest lecturers, say Nigerians must cooperate to achieve good governance at all levels.
We must perform our civic duty. That is the first admonition I have for Nigerians. When you are asked to vote, you are asked to perform your responsibility as a citizen of this nation.
Electioneering time is a particularly critical period in the history of Nigeria. And as Nigerians, every one of us is a stakeholder. And as a leader for one of the major religions in Nigeria, we call for calm.
The society also urges Nigerians to continue to be steadfast in prayer for peace to reign in the country. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Ogun.
On to CoreTV Primetime News. We'll take a break and I'll be back with more stories if you stay with us.
Do not deface public property. Do the right thing. Let's change the way we think.
If you just joined us, it's CoreTV Primetime News. Here again, a reminder of some of our top stories. President Goodluck Jonathan says the nation will be better within the next 4 years with the policies of his administration. The All Progressives Congress promises a violence-free 2015 general elections, challenges the PDP to follow suit. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos, Jimmy Agbaje, picks running mate to late Funshaw Williams, Furat Abdulkarim, as his running mate for the 2015 governorship election. And you can also get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG. And we're streaming live on YouTube at youtube.com/CoreTV, Liver Space and News. Moving on the news, First Lady Patience Jonathan has solicited the support of Abians and Indigbo in general for the re-election bid of her husband, President Goodluck Jonathan. Patience Jonathan, who was speaking at a grand civic reception for her by her maternal kinsmen of Ohuhu clan in Humaya North Council of Abia State, says a vote for Jonathan would guarantee sustainable transformation of the country. She was also honored with the chieftaincy title of Nkalari at the event, which also doubled as a fundraising and groundbreaking ceremony of Ohuhu ultra-modern civic center. The First Lady noted that her husband has the interest of Indigbo and Nigeria at heart, saying that he has shown enough commitment to give the people of the Southeast a sense of belonging. The First Lady also pointed out the upgrading of Enugu and Owerri airports to international status, rehabilitation of Onitsha-Enugu Expressway, Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway, the second Niger Bridge, among others, as key projects undertaken by her husband in the region. She called for the continued support of Indigbo for her husband in the 2015 election, saying that the tribe, as well as other parts of Nigeria, would be better off if President Goodluck Jonathan is re-elected. Meanwhile, a pressure group in Abia State, the Abia Professionals Forum, has warned that the People's Democratic Party, PDP, risks losing Abia State to the opposition in 2015 if concrete steps are not taken this time around by the leadership of the party at the state and national levels to pacify aggrieved aspirants following the recent governorship primary of the party. The group, made up of people who are also leading members of the Abia State chapter of the PDP, disclosed this in reaction to recent appeal by President Goodluck Jonathan and National Chairman of PDP Adamu Mohazu to aspirants who are dissatisfied with the result of the primaries of PDP not to defect to the opposition parties. In a statement signed by Sam Onukwe, its president, the group advised leaders of the PDP to go beyond mere appeal if the party would not suffer for the mismanagement of its primaries in the February 2015 general elections. The group noted that some of the aspirants who are now being paraded as candidates of the party in the state are not only unpopular with the electorate, but the people seem to have lost confidence in the party's leadership in Abia. The group also advised the party to learn from history, as according to it, the same situation happened in 2007 that led to Theodore Orji's emergence as Abia State Governor under the then Progressive People's Party. Southwest leaders of the People's Democratic Party say they are working on a strategy to ensure victory for Goodluck Jonathan in the region in 2015. And the communique read by the end of the Southwest meeting held in Akure, the Ondo State capital, by Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko. The regional leaders of the party commended Jonathan for putting in place structures and institutions through which the country has evolved a cashless financial system, dismantled the fertilizer corruption cartel, and improved food security.
It discussed, among other things, the urgent need to re-energize party structures in all Southwest states towards winning the 2015 presidential and other elections. At the end of the deliberation, we, the leaders of PDP in the Southwest, resolve as follows: that Mr. President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, GCFR, and the presidential candidate of the great PDP for the 2015 presidential election be commended for yielding to the yearnings of the generality of the leaders and members of our great party in accepting to run as the party's candidate for the 2015 presidential election the Federal Republic of Nigeria. 2, that Mr. President Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, be commended for his commitment and dogged efforts in fighting the menace of insecurity, and noted that in spite of these security challenges, Mr. President has made remarkable progress in the Nigerian economy, particularly in the areas of power, transport, job creation, education, aviation, agriculture. 35% of formative actions should be intervention, youth empowerment, and direct foreign investment.
The governorship candidate of the PDP in Lagos, Jimmy Agbaje, has announced Safurat Abdulkarim as his running mate for the 2015 election in the state. Agbaje made this known in a statement signed on his behalf by his Director of Publicity, Felix Obuaguania, since says the running mate Abdulkarim is a trained teacher, an accountant who was married to a retired Air Force officer. She was also running mate to late Funshaw Williams in 2003. The statement also quoted her saying that she would work to complement her principal and assist in ushering into Lagos a refreshing atmosphere devoid of state-ruled intimidation and human rights abuses. Describing the PDP's chances in the governorship polls in Lagos as very bright, the deputy governorship candidate said she and Agbaje were entering the race at a time when Lagosians wanted to break the shackles of subjugation that had held them down for 16 years. While speaking against the background of the decision by the federal government to tackle the threat posed by the alleged incursion of the Islamic State militants recruiters into the country, President of Nasrullahi Faith Society of Nigeria, Bolariwa Kamil, says terrorists are just hiding under the Islamic religion. He says Islam abhors violence in any form and that terrorism is nothing but an anti-Islamic ideology.
Terrorists are terrorists. They don't need religion. They don't need any state. They are just terrorists. If we all agree that we have terrorists and it's all over the world, what do we do to terrorists? We must find a way of putting them out of action. Government is capable. We pray that government will have the will to do what has to be done quickly to ensure that terrorism is a thing of the past in Nigeria.
More than 100 suspected Boko Haram militants have been killed with over 200 arrested during an operation conducted by the Cameroonian army on Friday night in far north region of Cameroon. An army source told Skinsua over phone on Saturday. Now, the operation took place in Dabo, a place in the far north region bordering Nigeria, and was conducted by Cameroon Air Force and the Rapid Intervention Battalion, an elite army unit stationed in the north. During the operation, 3 Cameroonian Air Force pilots were seriously injured. The source said, while on the same night, 23 Cameroonian civilians were killed and a village burnt by suspected Boko Haram militants in Mozogo in the far north region. The suspected Boko Haram militants who were active in the north of Cameroon often attack villages in the area, pillaging property of villages and sometimes taking foreign and local people as hostages. The Cameroonian government has strengthened its military might this year by sending more troops to the north to fight against the militants. We'll go on another break now, and I'll return with business, sports and stories outside Nigeria. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
On business tonight, importers are now paying more to clear goods at the ports, with reports showing the goods are now being cleared by agents at the rate of 750 naira per kilogram, compared to the previous amount of 500 naira, representing a 50% increase, which importers described as unjust. They also say the increase was not duly communicated to them, but was imposed without any justifiable reason. Though importers and clearing agents have been unhappy about the congestion of goods at the cargo section of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, with activities yet to return to normal 3 weeks after the reopening of the cargo terminal, with goods lying unattended to, leading to the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria suspending flights into the Murtala Mohammed Airport due to congestion. Spokesman of FAN, Yakubu Dati, asked importers to consider the use of alternative ports around the country for their goods, adding that the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency had been advised to issue a notice to airmen to that effect. The federal government had on December 3 reopened the cargo terminus, which had been under lock and key for 2 weeks. Activities of the cargo section of the airport had been brought to a halt following a clash between the officials of the Nigeria Customs Service and clearing agents over alleged manhandling of a senior customs official. At least 24 states have dumped the pay-as-you-go pension scheme for the contributory pension scheme for their workers. A record of the CPS implementation update by state governments, which was obtained from the National Pension Commission, confirmed this development. According to the Commission, 12 other states are at the various stages of implementing the scheme, while one state has yet to commence the process. Lagos State, which first dropped the old pension scheme for the CPS, is already in the process of amending its Pension Reform Law 2007, following the amendment of the National Pension Reform Act 2004. Director General, Lagos State Pension Commission, Rotimi Hussein, says the state is looking at a complete review of the amended Pension Reform Act 2014 and comparing its items with the State Pension Reform Law 2007. The Director General, National Pension Commission, Chinelo Anohu Amazu, says the CPS has ushered in a uniformed pension scheme for workers in both private and public sectors in Nigeria. Before then, she observed that the huge and increasing pension liabilities in the public sector needed to be addressed, while most workers in the private sector were not covered by any form of retirement benefit scheme. We'll take another break now and we'll be back with sports. Don't go away. Festive fixtures have continued in the English Premier League. English Premier League leaders Chelsea were held to a 1-1 draw at St Mary's by Southampton, with the home side taking a 17th minute lead through Sadio Mane. And while Eden Hazard equalized for Chelsea towards the end of the first half with an exquisite finish after being set up by an outstanding pass from Cesc Fabregas, who has been influential for Jose Mourinho man all season. The second half did not produce any goals despite relentless pressure from Chelsea to find the breakthrough and a red card to Southampton's French midfielder Morgan Schneiderlin. Champions Manchester City suffered a second half collapse to draw 2-2 with Burnley at the Etihad, while neighbours Manchester United were also held at the White Hart Lane by Tottenham Hotspur, who had goalkeeper Hugo Lloris to thank for some superb act of goalkeeping, which kept the team in the game before they also came to winning towards the end of the match. Arsenal also continued their recent good form with a 2-1 away victory at West Ham, while Leicester also secured an away win, piping Hull City 1-0 at the KC Stadium. Other result, Newcastle 3-2 against Everton, Aston Villa 0, Sunderland 0. QPR the goalless draw with Crystal Palace. And Chelsea and Spain striker Fernando Torres will join AC Milan on a permanent basis on 5th of January. Torres, 30, had initially moved to the Serie A club on a 2-year loan deal in August and will now make his move permanent. But reports in Spain say he will be loaned out to former club Atletico Madrid next month, with Italy winger Alessio Cessi, 27, moving on the opposite direction. Torres joined Chelsea from Liverpool for a then British record transfer fee of $50 million in January 2011 and helped the club win the Champions League and the FA Cup. A statement on Chelsea's website thanked the World Cup winner for his service to the club for 4 seasons, while also wishing him the best for the future. Torres had been linked with a return to boyhood club Atletico Madrid after the Spanish champions president hinted at a deal earlier this month, while Atletico's assistant manager German Bogus also said on Saturday that a deal was on the verge of completion. Torres left Atletico Madrid, his boyhood club, for Liverpool in 2007. To other stories outside Nigeria, rescuers looking for the missing AirAsia Indonesia airliner flying from Singapore to Indonesia with 162 people on board have called off rescue efforts due to darkness and unfavorable weather conditions. Flight QZ8501 and Airbus A320-200 lost contact with air traffic at around 6:20 local time, that's 23:20 GMT, over the Java Sea Midway into the flight of more than 2 hours from the city of Surabaya. Planes from Indonesia and Singapore had been scouring an area of sea between Kalimantan and Java, but have called off the search for the night due to bad weather, while some boats are reported to be continuing the search as night falls. The flight, which left the Indonesian city of Surabaya in eastern Java at 5:20 local time, was due to arrive in Singapore at 8:30. AirAsia, a budget airline which owns 4905 AirAsia Indonesia, is based in Malaysia and has never lost a plane before, with owner of the English Premier League side Tony Fernandes, the owner of the group, tweeting to thank people for the support, while also relatives of those on board and the staff to stay strong. This current crisis rounds up a difficult year for airlines in Asia, with Malaysia's national carrier, Malaysia Airlines, suffering 2 losses, flights MH370 and the MH17. Before we go tonight, a quick look at some of our major stories. We told you that President Goodluck Jonathan has said the nation will be better within the next 4 years with the policies of his administration. The All Progressives Congress has promised a violence-free 2015 general elections, challenges the PDP to follow suit. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos, Jimmy Agbaji, has picked running mate to late Funshaw Williams, Safurat Abdul Karim, as his running mate for the 2015 general election. And that wraps it tonight on CoreTV Primetime News. Thank you for watching. On behalf of everyone here, it's a good night and compliment of the season to you. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for being there.